Do now, they're sitting there smoking their cigars, you know, drinking their adrenochrome, whatever other crazy shit they get up to. They're all sat around the table thinking, what should we do to these people now? I'm getting really bored, you know? I'm getting really bored. I know. Let's create a virus. Let's tell the whole world that they're gonna die. And let's get them all to wear masks and make them look really stupid and humiliate the shit out of them. This is the game. This is the entertainment. This whole world, this Monopoly board, is like a giant cinema screen. Woke and dangerous. Woke and dangerous. When you realize with the real eyes, the real lies. The truth, baby. There is no stopping the human race. I love you with my heart, with my soul, with every fiber of my entire being. How are you feeling right now, beautiful soul? High vibes, baby. High vibes, raising the roof, expanding your consciousness, elevating the vibration. What else is there to do on this planet right now? Get out of the matrix, get out of the chaos, get out of the mayhem. This is what we gotta do. Woke and dangerous. You can't control a man or a woman that knows who they are. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? You might look in the mirror and say, well, you know, I know who I am because I'm looking at myself in the mirror. You might know your name and your age and what you do for a job and the people in your family and all that sort of stuff. But do you know who you really are? Do you know who you really are? It's a big question because most people don't. Because most people are bouncing around inside of this matrix lost. And they're lost for a very good reason. Because they actually thought they were found. That's the problem. They don't realize they're in a game. They don't realize that they're in a game where every single part of the game is pitted against them. They're in a matrix that they can't get out of. They're on an ever-revolving carousel that goes around and around and around. And it goes so fast that they can't jump off, because it goes so fast that the spin creates a wall and illusion around them, and they're stuck in their seat on the carousel, getting sicker and sicker and sicker. If you were one of the richest people on this planet and you had so much money you didn't know what to do with, I'm talking trillions of dollars, like the ones that try and control us and do control many. I'm not controlled. I'm a free human. I do what I want. Do you do what you want? Because you have the choice to. But if you had all the money in the world and you're a sick and twisted individual, an evil individual, and you liked to see other people under duress, stressed out, poor, ill, sick. If you were a sick and twisted multi-trillionaire that loved to see other people in despair, what would you do with your money? What would you do with your time? Because there's only so many things you can buy and only so many things you can do. You'd get a little bit bored. Do you realize that you are entertainment? I am entertainment. We are entertainment for the extremely wealthy. They own the army, they own the police, they own the banks, they own the entire whole monopoly board. So they've got so bored this time, they thought, what the fuck are we gonna do now? They're sitting there smoking their cigars, you know, drinking their adrenochrome, whatever other crazy shit they get up to. They're all sat around the table thinking, what should we do to these people now? I'm getting really bored, you know? I'm getting really bored. I know. Let's create a virus. Let's tell the whole world that they're gonna die, and let's get them all to wear masks and make them look really stupid and humiliate the shit out of them. This is the game. This is the entertainment. This whole world, this Monopoly board, is like a giant cinema screen to those rich and twisted evil men and women. So, we're waking up. The whole planet is waking up, baby. High vibes, high vibration. We're seeing each other as the beautiful souls that we are, and we're realizing, because we've opened our real eye, our third eye, our pineal gland, pooh, it's popping open, baby, and we're seeing the truth. We're seeing the lies and the corruption. The matrix is crumbling. And when you're woke, you become something dangerous. We are dangerous, baby, because we can't be controlled. We're undefinable, immeasurable, unquantifiable beings. We're multidimensional beings. We're galactic titans from the stars, and we cannot be controlled. You know why? Because we know the truth about who we are, what lies in here. Immense power. Immense power. And when we unify as a global family, that power is, it's unstoppable. And the truth is coming out. One of the main things that these evil and twisted men and women, well, not just men and women, but, you know, beings also that are far from human, they are trying to do their best to confuse. They're trying to do their best to confuse children and confuse adults, but their main target is the children. Their main target has always been the children. If you look, okay, well, I'll go back to when I was a kid, yeah? I knew that there were straight men and straight women, you know? I knew that there were bisexual men and women, okay? So you had like straight and bisexual, okay? Or gay people. Okay, like 3 types of genders. Do you not know there are like, I think it's 56 or 57 types of gender. You've got transgender and pangender and all these different genders. I don't even know what half of them are, but I've seen the list. And I was blown away. But you see, they're trying to confuse us that much. They don't want boys to know they're boys or girls to know they're girls. They want us to be all confused. 5 years old, at certain parts of the UK, there are certain schools that are bringing in sex education where they're going to teach children at 5 years old to play with each other. I mean, that sounds a little bit crazy to me, but this is what's happening. They're teaching children to stimulate and play with each other. Do you not see what's happening? They're stripping the children's childhood. They're stripping that beautiful stage of life when they're experiencing and getting to know the world away from them. There's a huge attack on the pineal glands through hormones and chemicals. When a person hits puberty, their pineal gland stops growing. So if they can get a child to come into puberty at 6 or 7 years old, 8 years old, some kids are having babies at that age now. Especially some of the ones that are bred into these satanic ritual abuse situations. I'm working with an incredible human being at the moment that has had several kids before she was 15. I've worked with women that have had children before they're 9, at 8 years old. Some of these women, before they reach the 9-month mark, the babies are extracted from their wombs. They're stuck on a stick, roasted on a barbecue, and the woman is made to eat her own baby with the rest of the people that are involved in the rituals. There's some sick and twisted stuff going on. But if you come back to children being taught sex education, if you come back to all of these different genders that they're trying to introduce into society, it's making people confused. You've got Twitter setting up platforms within Twitter so pedophiles can share their experiences. You have I've seen posts all over the internet where it says that men or women that have sexual orientations towards minors or children is just exactly what it says on the tin, and a sexual orientation, and it's perfectly okay. Now, I'm going to paint a picture of something really disgusting in your head, but just for a split second, okay? Because I want you to really just think about this. It's okay for older men and women to have a sexual orientation to children. Okay, if you got a kid, do you know any kids, or if you got any grandchildren? If you got any friends with children, okay? If you know a youngster, just picture them in your mind. Then imagine them with Bill Gates, or with Hillary Clinton, or with Bill Clinton, or President Obama, or one of these other sick men and women that get involved in all of these crazy things with that child. Okay, someone you love at a very young age being with one of those men or women. Epstein. Imagine they were on Epstein's island. How does that sit with you? It's flipping disgusting. Now erase that from your memory. I've got my point across. Okay, this is real talk. Okay, if you don't like it, turn the camera off. But this is real talk, and we got to share these messages with our sisters and brothers. Okay? Because you have a voice. I have a voice. There's a rule, okay, in law, and it says, he who leaves the battlefield first loses the battle. He who leaves the battlefield first loses the battle. So in other words, if someone says something to you, they write you a letter, it could be a court, or someone says something to you, okay, and you don't respond, then you've consented to what they're asking you to do. If someone tells you to go and wear a mask, if someone tells you that you need to have an injection, if someone passes a law, a government, for example, passes a law, and the people don't rebut that law, then that law becomes the law. It becomes a legal statute, not actually a law, but a legal statute. Because law is the common law of the land. Law is cosmic law. As long as you don't kill someone, harm someone, steal from someone, encroach on their property, you've not harmed another human being. You've not committed you've not broken the law. You've not committed a crime. But these statutes that they make up, because they control the police and they control the army and they control this whole entire matrix. It's easy for them to make up these statutes and get their minions, the police and the doctors, to enforce these rules and regulations. And if we stay quiet, beautiful soul, if we stay quiet, they just trample all over us. So what we got to do is raise our vibration, smile, dance, laugh, have fun, and say no to everything that is thrown our way. Children wearing masks in classrooms and the playgrounds, staying 2 meters apart from each other. What do you think that's doing to their psychological programming? It's doing exactly that, programming them psychologically to be a slave, to be a conformant. This morning, I had to go somewhere with my son, okay? We had to go in to a building. And when we got to this building, there was a lady there, and she had one of those little lasers to measure the temperature where they put it up against your head. She also had a mask on. And my son and I walked up to the building, and she said, "Stop there, please, where's your mask?" And I said, "I'm exempt. I don't have to wear one, and neither does he." And after a little bit of a confrontation, she backed down, and then she went like that. She pointed this laser towards my head, and I pushed it out of the way, and I said, "Do not point that at my head." I said, "If you want to take my temperature, you take it on my wrist. Otherwise, don't take it at all." So she did. And then she went to point it at my son's head, and I pushed her arm down and said, you make sure you do the same for him. And she did. Okay, now, if someone goes like that and points something at you, and then presses a button, I mean, this is your pineal gland in here. It's also like you're being shot. It's like a program. It's a new program that they're putting in place, getting people used to having something pointed at their head and a trigger being pulled. This is psychological programming. Never let anybody put something against your head and pull the trigger, whether it's to measure your temperature or whatever it is, you know? You do not let it happen, okay? If they want to measure your temperature, they can measure it on the wrist. Simple as. What we've got to do is to say no to all these draconian rules and regulations. We've got to say yes to what we want and no to what we don't want. It's the only way we're going to make this world a much more harmonious place. And this is the thing, beautiful souls. Right now on planet Earth, we're in a dogfight. We're in a little bit of chaos. We've had that first wave of COVID-19. There's a second wave coming. They closed down some northern cities in the UK just this week. Manchester and a couple of others, and it's starting. Spain, okay? Loads of British holidaymakers were told they could go to Spain on holiday. 2 or 3 days after they got there, they're told, if you don't go back now, you're going to have to quarantine for 14 days and your flights are going to be really, really expensive. And you know what? You might not even be able to get back because the flights might stop. Fear, 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 fear. So lots of beautiful souls on holiday who, you know, follow the system, believe what they're told on the news, believe what the mind control tells them, or the control minds, the government, they end up coming back home. But people's lives are being ruined, beautiful soul. And you know why? Because we as a species are not standing together. If we were rising up together and unifying as a global force, they wouldn't be able to do this stuff. And it all starts in here. It all starts in this magical, mystical, woo, heart chakra, baby. This is where the magic is. This is where the love is. But you got to open it and allow your life compass to guide you through this game. And it will take you up above the matrix, so you can look back down at the matrix and realize it was a game. You'd be like an eagle flying over the storm. Because that's what eagles do. They fly up over the storm, wait for the storm to settle, and then fly back down again. But most people are sheeple and are following these rules and regulations. They're going through the humiliation. They're going through the road of slavery, ready for old Billy No Mates. Nano vaccine. It's crazy, baby. It's crazy. All the stuff I mentioned to you about the children, what do you think it's going to do to them psychologically? Mental trauma. Do you realize how much healing this planet is going to need once we've got through all of this? Or, on the flip side of the coin, we can use this as an exercise to heal. Yes, we can use this as an exercise to heal. Boom! High fives, baby. Let me say that again. We can use this as an exercise to heal. Because right now, we are being shown what we do not want. We're being shown what we do not want. So let's use this as a springboard to bring up all of these old emotions, all of the programming, all of the belief systems, all of the total, global, worldly trauma that has been held as a collective for millions of years. Let's bring it to the surface and let's transmute it. Because if all of us decided to do that at once, all 7.5 to 8 billion of us, we'd work with the trees, we'd work with the animals, we'd work with the ground, with the land, with the earth, we'd work with the stars. We could transmute all of that trauma so quickly. but we're not unified. and like these transgenders and pangenders and all those genders that I was talking about, that's more segregation, that's more division. Even now with the masks, there are people arguing, put on your mask, you're endangering me. No. And straight away there's a confrontation. You know, you're separate from that person, because you're not going to go and put the mask on just because they tell you to. This is a really smart game that the cabal are playing. And you can buy into it, or you can choose to take a different approach to life and walk a different path and ride on a new road. But only you can make that choice. I can't make it for you. But you have the power to make that choice. And this is what is so frustrating when I see all of these people just being subservient, acquiescing, like slaves, like good little boys and good little girls, like good little citizens. I love all of these people, but it frustrates me. Because I know that we all have the potential, the enormous potential in our heart to love and to be free, to be compassionate, to care and share, to self-heal, to realize that when our immune system is skyrocketed high, because we're exercising, we're doing our breath work, we're doing our qigong, we're doing our meditation, we're eating the photons, we're sun gazing. When we're eating all of that good stuff and feeding our system with all of that good stuff, physically, chemically, electromagnetically, we are high vibrational beings. And it doesn't matter what viruses are in the empty space. Doesn't matter what viruses there are in the world. What diseases, you ain't gonna catch it. It's that simple. But go and having one of those, you're gonna get very ill. Oh, baby. What is going on, baby? High vibes in my world, I know that, and hopefully and trustfully, I trust there's high vibes in your world too. So you got a choice. You know you're in a spiritual battle, and you know things are going to get even crazier coming into this winter period, when you've got like the flu, when people have common colds. There's going to be a lot more people going to the doctors and to the hospitals, and you know what they're going to say, don't you? Let me stick one of those swabs up your nose. Oh, you've got COVID-19, you need an injection. And if you don't have the injection, you can't go back to work, you can't go home, you can't leave the hospital. You're a prisoner. Are we really going to let this happen? Oh, God, it's so frustrating. I love you so much, beautiful soul. We've come to a crossroads. You know what's happening right now? We're like lions, backed up in a cage. We're like a boxer in the 12th round of a championship fight, a world title fight, and that person is down on points. They're getting beaten up and they're up against the ropes. The only way they're going to come out is fighting hard and knocking that other person to the ground. Now, I'm not saying that you've got to go out and you've got to punch someone, no, but you've got to come out with some fierceness, some ferociousness. Go hard or go home. Go hard or go home. What are you going to do? Because this is real talk. This is where we're at right now. And it isn't just going to go away unless you decide to do something about it. Beautiful soul. Unless you decide to do something about it, unless I decide to do something about it, and we all decide, more importantly, to do something about it together. Let's unify as a human species. Let's come together and make this world a much more harmonious place. Let's get out and hug the trees. Let's get our shoes and socks off and walk barefoot on the earth. Drink your veggie juice. Drink your fruits, those photons. Stay hydrated. Qigong, deep breath work. Breathe consciously. Meditate, exercise, yoga. Let's start raising the vibrations of our bodies. Let's get our immune systems ultra high. We were designed to self-heal. Woke and dangerous, baby. Woke and dangerous. Woke and dangerous. Choose. right now, draw a line in the sand, step over it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Stay this side of the line and get swallowed up in chaos and mayhem, or step over, breathe some fresh air and go and live a new life with your sisters and brothers? Wherever you are on this planet, beautiful soul, I want you to know this. I love you as my sister or brother. I love you beyond measure. I love you unconditionally. And I want you to be free. And freedom is a choice. Sovereignty is a choice. But only you can make it. So go out and hug your sisters and brothers. Hug them so tightly. And remember the golden rule of hugging. Never, ever, ever be the first to let go. Love fiercely and ferociously. Fiercely and ferociously. Remember to hit the notifications tab on this video. If you've not subscribed, remember to subscribe. Stay up to speed with all the latest videos. And remember, check out our website, starmagichealing.com. We got some of the best ascension tools, light language transmissions, light codes to alter your consciousness. We got guided meditations, hundreds of them. We've got yoga videos, we've got nutrition, recipes. Everything is high vibrational. They're the best ascension tools on the planet. You can go and check them out today and get 7 days free, full access to absolutely everything. And at the end of the 7 days, if you like it, it's going to cost you less than £1 a day. And if you do like it, you can continue. There's so many resources, beautiful soul. Anyway, you're amazing. I love you beyond measure. I'm going to say it again. Woke and dangerous. Woke and dangerous. Woke and dangerous. Go and be woke and dangerous, and I'll see you again real soon. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out, beautiful soul. Infinity is the ultimate ascension toolkit. Your mind, body, and soul will be brought into perfect alignment.
Completely life-changing.
I wake up every single day excited to live my life.
I'm a better mother. I'm a better partner. I'm a better friend. I'm a better facilitator.
I've never experienced anything like this in my entire life.
It has raised my consciousness faster than anything I have ever done.
Things in my experience started to change.
I am manifesting much faster.
Seeing people with eyes of love rather than anger, it changed my life, and it continues to change my life.
Again and again, they just tap you into a place that you don't even know exists.
Freaking amazing meditations journeys, healing journeys.
Like the massive energies these meditations feed me.
There's hundreds of meditations in that library, one on almost every subject.
I lost 3 inches off my waist without even trying.
I have never experienced the kind of profound transformation in such a short time as I have with the Star Magic frequencies and meditations.
The amount of unconditional love that came through.
Also, I manifested $6,000.
What I did in 1 year was phenomenal.
I'm centered now, I'm happier.
If you want to be a high vibrational human, happy, full of joy, totally healthy, full of vibrancy and vitality, then Infinity is a must. You get 7 days free with unlimited access to make sure it's for you.
And once you go there, you just want to keep going there.
The Infinity Library is second to none, fantastic journeys.
But what it really did was open up centers of learning in me that I didn't know existed.
The way that people approach me and respond to me has changed.
7 months ago, and it's only been 7 months, and the changes that I've made within myself are unbelievable.
Really been able to look at myself in the mirror and truly deeply love what I see.
Your vibration will rise as you connect deeply. This is a one-stop shop for your healing and ascension requirements. See you on the inside, beautiful soul.